Hey guys, this is H-Town-Kick713 coming with a new review of the Akeem Olajuwon Dream shoe. This is a retro shoe of a shoe made back in 1984 for Akeem the Dream Olajuwon. And it comes back today, released on August 1st, 2014. So the Etonic shoe brand, which is making a retro release of the original shoe back made in 1984 for Akeem. Akeem, of course, the two-time NBA champion, definitely coming out of college, the 5 Slamma Jamma, 3 Final Fours, the only player to win Defensive MVP and NBA MVP and Finals MVP in the same year. Definitely a great shoe to come back with a retro, and actually it just screams retro when you just look at it, so that's definitely a great feature about this shoe. Talking about Etonic, if some of you don't know now, that's it's now owned, I guess, by that guy on Shark Tank, Damon John, so it definitely has some name backing. It's definitely not as popular as it was back then, but it's nice to know it made a little comeback here with the retro of this Dream shoe. And of course, Akeem, one thing you knew about Etonic, he never went mainstream with his shoe in terms of going with Nike or Adidas or even Converse at the time back then with the big boys. He always liked to keep things unique, be individual, keep things on the affordable side too. So that was definitely great growing up. But if we take a look at the shoe, here we have the upper front portion of the shoe. It has that kind of that classic retro type leather with the stitching, the perforations in the front for some breathability. If we look at the midsection of the sole section of the shoe, we have this red and yellow with kind of the old classic Houston Rockets color, the Etonic and white. If we look at that kind of the midsole area in the white and the red, very reminiscent of a Jordan 1 style midsole in terms of what was made back then during the day. Of course, the unique feature of the shoe is this unique, which always kind of made it stand out back then from the rest, was the strap lockdown of the ankle. So your laces kind of go in here, and the strap pulls around, which goes the entire back side of the shoe. If we take a look at that, the back and the lace here goes all the way to the other lock in here. So one definitely pulls the shoe in to keep your shoe locked down in the back. So that was actually a very unique feature back then when they designed this. So looking at the inside outer portion of the shoe, kind of that Etonic brand with the white coming up. If you look at the kind of the sole of the shoe, kind of that red and yellow, kind of the Rockets colors there, and the kind of the pivot point there in the shoe. So let's take a close up of this. There's the designs of the shoe. In terms of fit of the shoe, it's one shoe that I would definitely say is definitely at least a half the size larger, guaranteed, flat out guaranteed. So if you're going to get a shoe, definitely recommend to go half size down. I'd rather ever say fit size, but this is definitely one. They actually warn you on the site about the size being actually larger. You could actually possibly go full size down, depending on your fit. But also the shoe in terms of the laces, we've got some very nice, it's actually very thick laces of the old style with this kind of these lockdown loops inside there. And we go into the tongue of the shoe. The unique thing about the tongue of the shoe is kind of this perforations with the leather. It's Akeem, but it's spelled differently. Back then he went with the letter A, the way he spelled it back then before he added the H to it. Of course, it has the Dream there. And the inside, it's in all red. And actually, it's interesting, this inner portion, it almost doesn't feel like leather. It almost feels like a nylon type red there. So that's about it, guys. So it's kind of a shoe that's been in the making for 30 years. A very popular shoe for some of the players, like Robert Horry. I mentioned him, kind of mentioning he was one of these Etonics when he was growing up. So definitely a unique shoe for me to have this kind of retroed. So I'll do it on feet here, guys, and I appreciate your time today, guys. Subscribe, like, and you guys have a great day.